My neighbor just showed me his oil change receipt. 47,000 miles, 3 years of ownership, 16 oil changes. My German colleague, same car, same engine, 52,000 miles, 3 oil changes. One guy spent $1,400, the other spent $300. But here's what made me actually angry. I had them both send oil samples to a certified lab. The guy who changed his oil 16 times, his engine shows more wear. If you're still doing the 3,000-mile oil change, you're about to find out why that advice is costing you over $2,000 per vehicle, and it might be doing more harm than good. The 3,000-mile problem. This recommendation came from the 1970s, when oil genuinely broke down in 3,000 miles. Engines were different, carburetors dumped excess fuel, tolerances were loose. That was 50 years ago. Walk into most quick lube shops today, and you'll still get a sticker saying next oil change in 3,000 miles. Here's where that sticker actually came from. Jiffy Lube introduced the window sticker reminder in 1979. The same year they opened their first drive-through service bay. That sticker was never an engineering recommendation. It was a marketing tool. They invented it, and the entire quick lube industry adopted it because the math is simple. 4 visits per year instead of 1 means 4 times the revenue from your vehicle. Jiffy Lube now serves over 20 million customers per year across 2,000 locations. The entire quick lube industry generates an estimated $2.3 billion annually from premature oil changes, services the engineers who built your engine never asked for. In 2011, Jiffy Lube actually launched a new program called the Oil Change Schedule that moved away from the 3,000-mile model and towards manufacturer recommendations. They quietly acknowledged the sticker was outdated. Most of their locations still put it on your windshield anyway. Here's what most people never look at. Go find your owner's manual. Right now, look at the maintenance schedule. Almost every car built after 2010 says 7,500 to 10,000 miles. My Toyota manual says 10,000. My friend's Honda says 10,000. His Ford F-150 says 10,000 with synthetic. The disconnect between what quick lube places recommend and what your engine's engineers recommend is massive. Now here's where it gets interesting. In Germany, standard oil change intervals are 30,000 kilometers. That's about 18,600 miles for us. Many German vehicles with long life service go even further. BMW uses something called Condition Based Servicing. The car monitors oil degradation in real time. Here's specifically how it works. Around 2003, BMW introduced an oil condition sensor located in the bottom of the oil pan. That sensor measures the electrical conductivity of the fluid. As the additive package degrades, the resistance of the fluid changes. The sensor detects this. Combined with data on fuel consumption, engine load, oil temperature, cold start frequency, and RPM patterns, the car's computer calculates the optimal moment for an oil change, not based on an arbitrary mileage, but based on the actual state of your oil. The maximum service interval on late model BMWs running this system using BMW approved high-performance 5W30 synthetic is 15,500 miles. Some drivers with predominantly highway miles have reported the CBS system extending past that. When the car calculates your oil is actually wearing out based on real conditions, it tells you, not at an arbitrary mileage, when it's actually necessary. And before someone says German engines must be falling apart, it's not uncommon for well-maintained German engines to exceed 300,000 miles with proper care. I got hold of a certified oil analysis from a BMW 330i in Munich. 25,000 miles on the same oil. Blackstone Laboratories tested it. These are the people who analyze oil for aircraft engines and industrial equipment. They've been doing this since 1985 using inductive coupled plasma spectrometry, the same analytical technology used for industrial machinery worth millions of dollars. Total base number, 6.8 out of 10. That measures acid neutralizing ability. Viscosity, still in spec. Metal wears, normal range. The lab wrote, oil and filter suitable for continued use at 25,000 miles. That's not typical for most drivers, but it's proof that oil chemistry isn't the limiting factor people assume it is. This is the part most people get wrong. Modern full synthetic oil is fundamentally different from 1980s conventional oil. We're not talking about minor improvements. The chemistry is completely redesigned. Old conventional oil was refined crude, inconsistent molecules loaded with impurities and paraffin waxes that solidified in cold temperatures and broke down under heat within a few thousand miles. Modern Mobil 1 extended performance is engineered at the molecular level, every molecule uniform, chemical structure designed for thermal stability. The paraffin waxes are gone entirely. Real numbers. Conventional oil from the 80s started with a TBN around 6. After 3,000 miles, it dropped to 2 or 3. Barely functional. Modern Mobil 1 extended performance starts with a TBN around 9 to 10. After 10,000 miles, it's still at 7 or 8. After 15,000 miles, it's at 5 or 6, well above the point where conventional oil was failing at 3,000. But here's the part of the chemistry that really matters, and almost nobody talks about. Your engine's anti-wear additives, the ZDDP compounds, the phosphorus and zinc chemistry that actually prevents metal-to-metal contact, are not fully activated until the oil reaches operating temperature. A cold engine gets less anti-wear protection per mile than a warm one. This is why engineers have known for decades that the most wear on any engine doesn't happen during normal operation. It happens during cold starts and warm-up, before the oil is circulated fully and before those additive packages activate. Studies referenced in SAE research papers going back to the 1950s tied peak engine wear to thermal expansion phase of warm-up, not to oil mileage. Cold piston rings and cylinder walls don't seal correctly. The air-fuel mixture runs rich and washes lubricant off cylinder walls. The oil filter can bypass entirely in very cold oil because the thick fluid can't pass through the media fast enough. What does this mean for oil change intervals? Every time you change your oil unnecessarily, you're adding one more cold start, one more warm-up cycle, one more period of elevated wear before everything reaches temperature. The neighbor changing his oil 16 times added 12 extra cold start wear events compared to the guy changing 3 times. That's why the oil analysis showed more wear, not less. European manufacturers understood this 20 years ago. They created long life specifications. BMW Long Life 04, Mercedes MB 229.5, Volkswagen 504.00. These aren't marketing labels. These are laboratory certifications proving the oil handles extended intervals without breakdown. What your oil life monitor actually works. Most people treat the oil life monitor like a nuisance. They ignore it and change it 3,000 miles anyway. That's throwing away technology that cost manufacturers millions of dollars to develop. Honda's maintenance manager system, used on Accords, CR-Vs, and most of their lineup, doesn't track mileage, it tracks engine parameters. Oil temperature, engine revolutions, vehicle speed, cold starts. The algorithm calculates actual oil degradation based on how you specifically drive your specific car. If you do mostly highway miles in a moderate climate, Honda's system will often let you go 10,000 miles or more. If you do short city trips in extreme cold, it might tell you to change at 5,000. It's custom to your vehicle and your driving. Ford's Intelligent Oil Life Monitor works similarly. GM's oil life system has been in their vehicles since the early 2000s and was one of the first mass market implementations of this technology. When these systems display 10% oil life remaining, they're not being conservative and rounding down. They've calculated that your actual oil has 10% of its protective capacity left. Changing at 3,000 miles when the monitor says 70% remaining isn't being careful. It's ignoring the instrument, the sludge myth, and other objections.
Now, before someone comments that extended intervals cause sludge and destroy engines, let me address that directly. Sludge comes from 3 things: using cheap oil, severe short-trip driving where the engine never reaches full temperature, and outright neglect. It doesn't come from running quality synthetic oil to 10,000 miles in normal driving conditions. The sludge issues you've heard about? Toyota 2AZ FE engines from the early 2000s, Volkswagen 1.8T turbos from the same era. Those were engineering problems, poor PCV system design, inadequate oil return passages, nothing to do with oil change intervals. And here's the real test. If extended intervals systematically caused premature engine failure, manufacturers would have been forced to revise their maintenance programs years ago. They've been recommending these intervals in Germany for over 2 decades. The programs haven't changed, because when you use the right oil for the right application, it works. Yes, European European fuel quality is slightly different. Yes, German drivers do more highway miles on average, but that accounts for maybe 1,000 miles of difference, not 7,000. What about your American car? Here's what American and Japanese manufacturers actually recommend. 2020 Ford F-150 with the 5-liter V8, 10,000 miles with synthetic. 2021 Chevy Silverado, 7,500 miles. 2019 Honda Accord, 10,000 miles. 2020 Toyota Camry, 10,000 miles. Almost all of them are 7,500 miles or higher. None say 3,000. They're not at 30,000 miles like some German vehicles because American driving includes more short trips and because legal liability makes manufacturers conservative. But conservative means 7,500 to 10,000 miles, not 3,000, when you need shorter intervals. Your manual has 2 schedules, normal and severe. Most people think they're normal, most are wrong. Your severe service if you make mostly short trips under 10 miles, if you sit and stop and go traffic daily, if you operate in extreme heat or extreme cold, if you tow regularly or haul heavy loads. That applies to many drivers. Severe service interval is usually half the normal interval. If normal is 10,000, severe is 5,000, still not 3,000. Here's the science behind why short trips are so damaging. When an engine runs cold, the air-fuel mixture is richer than normal. The engine injects extra fuel to maintain idle. Some of that unburned fuel blows past the piston rings and directly into the oil. This is called fuel dilution, and it thins the oil and degrades its protective properties. On a longer trip, the engine heats to full operating temperature, and those volatile fuel contaminants evaporate out of the oil. But 5-minute trips twice a day never reach that temperature, never boil off the contaminants, and the oil accumulates fuel dilution and moisture with every cold start. This is the actual chemistry of why short trips are hard on oil, not because the oil ages, but because it never gets hot enough to clean itself. That's when 5,000 miles makes sense. If you're doing mostly highway driving in a moderate climate, your manual's normal schedule is fine. The oil analysis advantage. Here's a tool that almost nobody in America uses, but that industrial operations and European enthusiasts have relied on for decades. Blackstone Laboratories in Fort Wayne, Indiana has been analyzing oil since 1985. They use inductive coupled plasma spectrometry, the same technology used in mining, manufacturing, and aerospace. For $35, you mail them a small oil sample, and within days they email you a complete breakdown. Wear metals like iron and aluminum in parts per million, TBN remaining, viscosity grade confirmation, and a plain English comment from their engineers telling you whether your oil is still good, whether to watch any elevated metals, and what interval they recommend for your specific engine. They maintain an enormous database of averages by engine type, so when they say your iron reading is 16 parts per million, they can compare it to the average for your exact engine at that interval and tell you whether that's normal or elevated. People use Blackstone to find head gasket failures before they cause catastrophic damage, to track bearing wear trends, to confirm that a used car they bought has no hidden problems, and most importantly, to dial in their exact oil change interval for their exact driving habits. Do it once and you'll know whether you're changing too early, right on time, or even whether you could push further. It's $35 of actual engineering data versus a sticker on your windshield invented by a marketing department in 1979. Your actual action plan. Here's exactly what to do. Read your owner's manual maintenance schedule. Know what the engineers who built your engine recommend. Be honest about your driving. Short city trips mean severe service. Highway miles mean normal service. Use quality full synthetic that meets your specs. Mobil 1, Pennzoil Platinum, Castrol Edge, Valvoline Advanced. If you want European specs, Liqui Moly or Ravenol. Yes, they cost more up front, but you're changing half as often, so annual cost is the same or less. Consider getting one oil analysis from Blackstone Labs. $35 tells you if you're changing too early or too late. Do this once and you'll know your exact interval. If your car has an oil life monitor, and most cars after 2010 do, use it. When it says 10% remaining, change it. Don't ignore the system and change at 3,000 anyway. The real cost, 15,000 miles per year, average American driving. At 3,000 mile intervals, that's 5 changes annually. $75 each, $375 per year.
Over 10 years, $3,750. At 10,000-mile intervals, that's 1 or 2 changes annually. $75 to $150 annually. Over 10 years, $750 to $1,500. You save $2,000 per vehicle, but there's a cost beyond money that most people never think about. Every time you change oil, there's risk. Stripped drain plug, over-tightened filter, wrong oil, forgotten gasket. More changes means more chances for mistakes, and every additional oil change means one more cold start, one more warm-up cycle of elevated wear before your engine reaches operating temperature and your anti-wear additives activate. Plus the environmental impact. The 3,000-mile myth generates hundreds of millions of quarts of perfectly good waste oil every year in the United States alone. Oil that still had protective capacity, drained unnecessarily because of a sticker a quick lube franchise invented to drive foot traffic. Multiply the environmental processing cost of that across 200 million vehicles, and the numbers become staggering. What to do now? Tonight, read your owner's manual maintenance schedule. Know what the engineers who built your engine recommend. Assess your actual driving, city or highway, short trips or long. Next oil change, switch to quality synthetic that meets your specs. Follow your manufacturer interval, not what a sticker says. If you want detailed oil specification charts, interval recommendations for different manufacturers, and how to read oil analysis reports, I've put together a complete guide at yourmotorcare.com. Links to certified labs, recommended synthetics, and manufacturer specs are in the description. The bottom line is simple. The 3,000-mile myth is outdated and costing you money. Germans run 18,000 to 30,000 miles without issues. American manufacturers recommend 7,500 to 10,000 for almost every modern car. Stop following marketing, start following engineering. If this just saved you $2,000, subscribe for more content that actually helps instead of selling you things you don't need. Thanks for watching. Now go check that manual.